Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of FitzRupee Cast featuring DoW2, the Elite Mod. Red-Rupee here tonight, calling the shots for you as always. And we've got another 3-on-3 for you tonight. On the red side, we have Atlas as the Imperial Guard Inquisitor alongside SamJackson as the Warlock for the Eldar army. I wonder if that's really him. Viking as the Warp Spider Exarch, also leading the Eldar. And their opponents, Mr. Triumph as the Space Marine Apothecary, Sentinel Enforcer as the Chaos Sorcerer, and then last but not least, DeltaKyklos as the Orc Warboss. Kyklos, I think, means circle or cycle in Greek, I think? I'm not sure. I don't know. We're going to call him Delta. Anyways, we are on Garvis Ice Gate, which of course is a reskin of Argus Desert Gate. So the north point, we have some natural power in the contested VP. Center lane, we've got the two natural VPs and a little bit of contested resource in the center. And then we have the happy southern lane, which is just a big pile of resources. So we'll see how this plays out. Scouts were kind of trickling around here, seeing what they could do up front. Oh man, look at those sweet little capes right there. They got like some turtle shell or molten capes, whatever you want to call that right there. Guardsmen setting up some cover in the center. Up north, we have a dual assault on the Eldar army. Double Slug is not going to be able to approach the range and these Banshees too well. They avoid the worst of that Warlock Destructor, but now they're moving on in. Sorcerers trying to keep that Warp Spider from tying everything up. These Sluggers heading into a big fit of pain right here. Warlock knocks them over right into the clutches of all those Banshees, and there's no option but to retreat. Doom Bolt's going off, blasting that Warp Spider, but not hitting much else. Meanwhile, on the southern side, Guardsmen trying to do everything they can to compete with these Tactical Marines. Scouts got forced off, but the Apothecary is up here, still looking pretty healthy, along with his Tactical Marine. I think these Guardsmen might actually be stuck in between those two Dragon Teeth right there. Apothecary getting knocked all over the place by the Inquisitor, but the first squad of Guardsmen are forced off, as is the Apothecary. I don't think these attacks will be able to hold against all of this. The Inquisitor knocking them right onto the ground, getting the decap on that contested power. Meanwhile, up top, Banshees forcing off everything. Warball's trying to get out of there. He activates the stomp, hits the retreat button. Let's see if the second squad will be able to intercept. If so, it's probably not going to be that big of a deal. This is pretty close to home. But Slug is in for the save and send the Warboss on home. Warball's already upgraded with his spiky armor, so he's really going to try to deal with that melee threat. And we've got a Guardian Weapons team setting up in the center here, going to start locking down the top VP. Warlock doing a lot of work still, getting a lot of knockbacks already this game. Suddenly both squads of Sluggers are suppressed. We've got opposing suppression teams up here on either side. We've got Guardian Weapons team Havoc's out as well. Looks like, yeah, the Guardians are stuck in cover. Oh, Triumph actually being a nice, good sport here. I think he's targeting the cover. He's going to break the cover itself so those Guardsmen can get home. How nice of him. And for the time being, all is quiet. So we've got a lot of suppression coming in from both sides. We've got two Guardian Weapons teams. We've got Samuel L. Jackson bringing in a second as well. Two Havocs. And there's just Guardian Weapons team tapping everywhere. There they go. We broke the Dragon Tooth, and everybody's heading on home. A nice, fair play right there. Warwall's heading into a bit more than he can handle, though, I think. Activates Hard Boys, activates the Angry Bits. Let's see, he's tanking it all. Will he get in there? Nope. Caught by the tank traps. That's the only thing that can stop a Warboss. You need the same equipment you use to stop a tank. But even so, man, he still gets out of there. How about that? That Warboss has so many holes in him, but he doesn't care. He doesn't care at all. Immolator down on the Warlock, going to be trying to drop some fire on these suppression teams. Guardians trying, nice flank by the Guardians. He was bringing Guardians in on both fronts. Grenade goes down, doesn't quite finish off the squad, but at least force it off for the time being. Meanwhile, down bottom, we've got a big push coming in from this Imperial Guard force. Catachin's already pretty injured, so I don't think they'll be able to tangle with those Assault Space Marines, especially if they keep trying to harangue that Devastator. Probably move them up a bit too far on their own. Attacks now forcing melee, as you tend to do. You can mitigate a lot of damage if you just keep those guardsmen in melee, and you'll win that punching fight. Power armor against fists isn't going to go too well for the fists. So Imperial Guard's routed. Meanwhile, Banshee's screaming up top, although, looks like they might be going down. Let's see if they escape. Just barely with 20 HP. Looks like they were a little overzealous. I don't think they realized there was a second suppression team. Man, there is so much suppression on the field. I have a feeling Tier 2 is going to be either a lot of vehicles or someone's going to have to get some jump squads or something. Warboss charging in. He doesn't care about suppression. Angry Bits activated. Hard Boys activated again. And man, can he tank the damage. 385 to 467 right now with this big tussle happening right here. Everything's trying to take out that Warboss. Two of the Guardian Weapons teams are suppressed, but there is a third. One's now hopping inside that bunker. This is going to be a tough nut to crack up top. They may want to just focus their efforts elsewhere. When there's this much suppression on the field and you don't have a good answer for it, it's generally better to just head to another part of the map. Force them to relocate. If you don't have a tool to deal with this, come Tier 2, you can get some stick bombers. They can get a Blastmaster, something to deal with all of these setup teams. A nice ninja capping going on down here on the natural of the red team by some blue heretics. Sentinel Enforcer trying to keep some pressure on with his now triple Havocs. I think he mentioned something about Overwatch. I'm not sure that was intentional. Oh, the Warp Rift just barely misses that Guardian Weapons team. Something to keep in mind once Warp Rift is on the field. When you see that Sigil of the Rift, after every engagement, you want to relocate your setup teams. Just move them around just a bit so they can't just drop that Sigil into the fog of war and snare your Guardian Weapons team and, you know, potentially, depending on what's back there, send it on into its doom. Sanguine Chainsword on the Apothecary. Gonna be keeping him healthy. Now he can support himself along with all his troops. Devastator on the field down here as well. We've got suppression everywhere you can muster it. People heading into Tier 2. Atlas is well into Tier 2. Already has Ogrins on the field, bringing the Bonehead out here to deal with these assault squads. Warp Spider risking a lot to get this res, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. He gets knocked down. Will he be able to teleport out in time? It looks like he wasn't paying attention to his Banshees that were heading on in to some suppression. Warp Spider goes down. That's 2 heroes for the price of 1 right there. Warlock not gonna go down himself, so he will be able to get back down here theoretically and res his 2 allies. But the Ogrins are on the field along with these Catachins. I don't think that's something that the Warboss can deal with on his own, although he is getting the Power Claw. It looks like the Imperial Guard are just going to ignore him for the time being. They saw how much damage he was taking before, and they say, you know what, let's just let him do what he wants to do. Grenades going down in the center, not quite connecting. Slugger Boys activating their knob. But yeah, it looks like the blue team did just about what I expected. They're just kind of not concerned. Wow, 4 suppression. All 4 of those Guardian Weapons teams up top now. But the Orc's kind of focusing his efforts elsewhere for the time being. Ogren's now moving in on the flank of the Chaos Marines and those Slugger Boys. We've got a Shrine going up here, a Shrine of Sinch. So that'll be launching some Doom Bolts periodically at anything that comes near. Those wacky Doom Bolts. Why can't they just fire in a straight line? They're so zigzaggy, those wacky Doom Bolts. Oh man, Viking skipping Tier 2 altogether, going straight into Tier 3. I guess if the Blues aren't putting any pressure on the top point, that's going to work out. But if the blue team makes a big push here with all of their army, that's going to be a kind of a hindrance for the Reds. We got Chains of Torment down in the middle of the map. Grenades hitting, not quite finishing off those Havocs. Doesn't look like they're going to get finished either. Doom Blast interrupts those chasing guardsmen. Orcs coming in from the east side. It looks like this shrine's going to be going down. Unless these orcs can hold for the time being. But those catechins and those guardsmen going to make quick work of it. Another whiff grenade, man. Those guardians must not have played a lot of sports when they were younger. Can't get those grenades where they want to go. A couple sluggers out here. Banshee's gonna take them out though if they're not careful. Warboss does get the stomp in. Oh man. How are you guys feeling? It was Thanksgiving night here. I ate way too much. I ate way too much. It's the American way. I fulfilled my duty by consuming a borderline dangerous amount of Thanksgiving feast. So I'm a little slower. I can't move. I can't talk real fast. I'm just full of turkey. Just full of turkey. Trying heading into Tier 3 along with Atlas. Very little Tier 2 play here. Looks like all sides are just teching up quick. Red team has the advantage on the victory points. Quartet of Guardian Weapons teams just hanging out, keeping an eye on the contested VP. I really think like if the Blues aren't going to push up here, they should just pull all of this. They should just take this entire force and take it down into the center and push center real hard. Force those Guardian Weapons teams to come down these stairs and then take them out when they're on the move. We've got at least one Corn Havoc. Let's see, he's upgrade. No, we've got 2 Corn Havocs. Let's see if he goes for all 3. Might be going for that assault cannon spam here at this point. Whether that was intentional or not, those assault cannons, or those auto cannons rather, can really be a threat. And these Havocs now, Havocs and Devastators now have melee resist along with all the other Space Marine squads, so they're a little more resilient to getting caught out of position by melee. Yeah, look at those Havocs just tearing through guardsmen. Now putting some pressure on the Ogryns. The Ogryns are going to be able to take a face full of Havoc fire, though, and move on in. However, Doom Blast slows them down just enough that I think those Havocs are going to get a few extra volleys in. They're pretty beat up for the time being. Guardsmen still trying to get the flank in. And yeah, here, as we see, as I was just mentioning, this melee resist allows those Havocs to survive a little longer. However, that was quite a bit of Ogryn attack. I'm kind of surprised they took that much beating and still got out of there. Meanwhile, up top, Falcons way behind enemy lines here, unleashing Banshees, an endless stream of Banshees, so long as they stay near that Falcon. But the Falcon's now out of position itself, taking some autocannon fire, needs to back up. No, it's out of control. It goes down after what was a pretty good play there. Managed to break the blue position up north. I'm not even sure why they engaged it. I guess they were going for a gen bash. But really, I think they should just, again, I feel like the allocation of resources this game has been a little questionable. You know, if they were going to push up here, they should have brought some of these Guardian teams forward. And same with the Blues. If the Blues weren't going to stay up here, they could have used those forces elsewhere on the map. But as it looks for right now, those Banshees are going to be able to get a gen bash in. The Guardian Weapons teams are going to keep an eye on things up north. Warboss still up here by himself, tanking entire armies, now going head on into an Avatar. I think that sword's a little too big for the Warboss, though, and he's going to fall back. 230 to 421. Is Samuel L. Jackson going for an Avatar as well? He hasn't bought anything yet in Tier 3. Oh no, here comes the phase shift. Are we going to see a phase shift into a Wailing Doom? Everything hit the retreat button. No, it looks like... Oh, it goes down. Times it just right. And a warp throw into it. Bits everywhere. Stick bombs going off. Las Cannon trying to slow that Avatar down. Wrath of Cain getting activated as well. Lemon Rust moving up onto the field. And the Tier 3's coming in with force here. Apothecary's trying to keep everything healthy. These Stern Guards actually have a completely different color scheme. That's pretty sweet. That's a pretty nice custom armor skin there. I like it. I like it a lot. Avatar took a face full of hurt on that last encounter. A nice set of plays though. Phase shift and warp throw into that Wailing Doom. Banshee's gonna be able to scare off those Slugger boys. Sticks heading a little too close to the action. Those guys want to hang back. Looks like a squad of dire Avengers go down. Top lane is still silent. No one wants to mess with all those Guardian teams. Warboss heading into everything. Knocking Banshees all over the place. Do they stay stunned now? Yeah. They actually got knocked out of the Chains of Torment, but we're still immobilized. Guardian Grenade hitting the lead on those Plague Marines, but not quite accomplishing too much with it. And it looks like the Blues are going to be able to push the Red back a little further. Needs to move up all of those Havoc squads, though, to get that supporting fire. That was another warp throw, followed up by a phase shift. There's nothing really out here to take advantage of it, though. I guess he's just trying to buy some time for the Reds to muster some forces and protect their natural VP. They've got such a huge victory point lead right now that they can really drive it home if they can get some Tier 3 on the field effectively. But as it stands, everyone's kind of caught up with them as they were bringing out these super units. Atlas bringing out another tank. Atlas down to just a couple infantry squads, but now just pumping out Lemon Rust tanks. Ooh! And a scout gets obliterated with the first shot. Hey, what's up, guys? How's that VP? Here's a tank shell. Up top, we've got burners going in for the Guardian Weapons team. We got stick bombs going down. It looks like the Blues are finally trying to break this side of the map. We got Chaos Terminators out here as well. And I think these Guardian Weapon squads are well outmatched at this point in the game. You can hold a VP with suppression only pretty well in Tier 1, but Tier 2 and 3, it starts getting a lot more difficult to deal just with those squads. Tanks moving in with the Avatar line breaker. Warp Spider getting picked up on the north. Blues really have to get out here, though. There's a Fire Prism, there's 2 Avatars, there's a couple tanks. It's going to start becoming very difficult to get caps on points with Wailing Doom, with Fire Prisms, with, I mean, all that knockback just makes it very, very, very difficult. Wrath of Cain going down, knocking everything back. Man, we've got all the big, just flashy Tier 3 stuff going on. We've got the Witchblade of Kronos, we've got Warp Throw. I'd be willing to bet we're going to see Providence here shortly. We've got some tanks out here. We've got all the majestic showmanship of the Eldar Tier 3 coming out here. Man, Fire Prisms, Avatars, D-Cannons, they're all so much fun to watch. Avatar just stomping through everything. Here comes another big Wailing Doom. It looks like it's going to connect with tons of stuff. Oh, man. I think I saw a squad go down right there, or maybe it just got, yeah, I think that was just a Chaos Marine that got obliterated. They need to focus down this tank, or at least interrupt these Ludas as they move in here. Avatar taking a lot more focus fire than needed. There's so many forces back here that I feel like are just kind of hanging around. Both sides have been kind of hesitant to commit forces to a fight up top. See what's going on down bottom. Looks like Space Marines getting forced off by a pair of tanks. But again, those anti-vehicle weapons doing a lot of hurt. Warboss charged in, but it looks like this time it was a bit too much for him, and he goes down. Booted tanks starting to fall back as it was starting to take some focus fire from that Guardian Weapons team. Upgraded now with the Bright Lances. We got twin Bright Lances up here along with some suppression hanging out. Man, oh man. Land Raider on the field right now. Got to be very careful though, because even with the constant reinforcement, these Lemon Rust tanks can obliterate squads by targeting those units and blasting them on down. Looks like they recognize though this is not the place they want to engage without infantry support. They're going to fall back from that forward command post. One gets snared. Will that be enough to take it out? Assault Marines jumping in. But they are stern guards. They don't have their melt-a-bomb at the moment. And a pair of injured tanks heading on home. That said, they don't really need to hold too much longer. Red team's still sitting pretty nice. About to take the Blues under 100 victory points while sitting on over 350 of their own. Battle Wagon on the field now as well. All the Tier 3 come into play. We've got a pair of avatars and a fire prison versus a looted Battle Wagon. And the big bad warboss himself. Death Roller getting activated. Battle Wagon showing no fear. Flying on in there. Really, the priority target has to be this fire prism, though. That's the only thing this Battle Wagon's cannon is really going to put some real hurting on. However, man, look how fast that thing went down. I guess when you charge into Banshees and a pair of avatars and a fire prism, your super unit's not going to last too long. Fire prism almost went down there. In the middle, we've got some Siege Worship. We've got the Land Raider moving in. We've got triple Lemon Rust tanks now. They're just going to be blasting away here. Apothecary's moving in. Oh, nice play right here. He's going to go in and disable this repair bunker. He captures it for himself. Ooh, and an Eldritch Storm going down on top of that Land Raider, disabling it. Tanks doing everything they can. Land Raider's still looking pretty healthy, though. Oh my gosh, another Eldritch Warp Storm going down. Land Raider's repairing, frantically trying to keep this thing on the field. It's now taken 2 Warp Storms. No big deal. Land Raider's still trucking along. Apothecary's activated his improved healing. He's healing the whole army up. Land Raider finally goes down after taking 2 Eldritch Storms and a Wailing Doom. Now we have triple Lemon Rust tanks blasting away at everything, and Avatar in the thick of it. We've got Lightning Claw Terminators in here trying to take this thing down, but the Apothecary is keeping everything nice and healthy. Oh my gosh! The Avatar will go down, it looks like. Apothecary has to fall back. The Lemon Rust tanks don't take him out. But the Blues focused an Avatar down under all of that fire. I'm surprised we haven't seen at least one of these Lemon Rust tanks upgraded with the Executioner, considering how much infantry is out here for the time being. There aren't really a lot of vehicles on the field for the Blues. 4th Lemon Rust coming out. Atlas is just going to keep pumping those tanks on out of here. Up top, it looks like we got Orcs harassing the Eldar lines, but with the Sluggers falling back, these looters aren't going to be able to put much more pressure on to that fire prism. A Seer Council now moving in as well, and a pair of looted tanks. Blues hold on to the game for the time being. 300 to 73, though. A pretty nice push on that side of the map. Red's now pulling it back together. Man, I just want to watch this unfold. Tanks and fire prisms and avatars. Loot tank has to be careful heading into Brightlands territory. Dark Flames going down, and that looted looks like it's out while still being in the firing arc of those Brightlands, as there was no vision. Oh man, I'm tired, guys. That turkey got me. Got me. I hope everyone in the States, all of my viewers in the States, had a nice Thanksgiving as well. And all of you that weren't in the States, you can celebrate just by eating an absurd amount of food today. Have some nice American-sized portions of your favorite dish. Support Thanksgiving in your own country. And all is quiet. The standoffs on the victory points. The contested point. The line of tanks. Look at this. This is a beautiful sight right here. A line of tanks. You can see the swirl on the ground from the Eldritch Storms that eliminate that Land Raider. This Warboss, man, this has got to be the most brazen Warboss I've seen in a long time. He just constantly hitting the angry bits, charging headlong into entire armies. It hasn't worked out for him the past couple times, though. I mean, there's all this stuff back here. If the team moves up when the Warboss does that charge, I mean, he can really be a huge disruptive force. But when there's no support on the field, it doesn't work out too well. So, what we just saw right there was an unfortunate, unplanned friendly fire. The Seer Council was moving in. It got subjugated, but the stick bombers had thrown some stun bombs at them, so the subjugation was all for naught. Dark Flames going down once again. Don't often see the Shimmer Orb going down, dropping that sphere of protection. And it actually kind of worked out against the red team's favor there as they got forced out of their own sphere, and then that allowed the blues to recap the point. 45 to 213 though, and it's not looking too good for the blues. It's a 2-0 cap. They might just barely be stabilizing here. All of these Layman Rust tanks moving in. They got to focus. Okay, I was about to say they're taking hits from that last cannon. Wailing Doom going off, pulling those blues off of the point. 28 points left. Time is short. They need to get a cap somewhere. Red's now capping the natural VP of the blues. All of these tanks out here. One of them finally goes down. It looks like they might actually peg a second as well with that Warboss. The blues managed to force off the Inquisitor, get the Stern Guards on that point with only 17 points left. A second Lemon Rust goes down. Warboss takes out the Inquisitor as well and tosses her aside. She can lay it there on the ground along with that tank carcass. And the blues, for the time being, have held strong once more. 12 to 213 though. If the point gets capped against them, that's just about going to be it unless they can instantly decap it. Seer Council now going in for the center VP. However, the blues are moving in on this side of the map. The Lemon Rust tanks are focusing on that Warboss. They need to take out these opposing tanks. Don't worry about that Warboss. He's got the VP, but you've got plenty of time to get the VPs back. You need to take out these vehicles. Lemon Rust is getting focused down right now. And they're splitting their fire too. They're both firing on a different target. They need to focus down a tank, eliminate some of this DPS. If they can take out one of these tanks, they can probably work on repairing. Now there's a looted up here as well. It's not looking good for these tanks. Warboss moving in also. Charging in against those tanks to get that regen. All these poor Lemon Rust tanks. They were so beautiful. And now there's just one left. And he might not even escape. Oh, a second one's now on the field because Atlas just has those bad boys on Overwatch. Vanquisher cannon coming out here, but it might be a bit too little too late. Now they've got the idea. They're focusing down those looted tanks. But the blues have a triple cap. What the heck is going on here? 12 points, and finally, the blues... what the heck happened up here? The Fire Prism went down. The Land Raiders holding strong. Both looted tanks do go down. However, the points are rapidly bleeding off of the red team. The red team's lost both of their avatars. They've got a D-cannon on the field. They've got a Seer Council. Hellfury Strike going down there on the bunker, forcing those looters out of it. Those bunkers have gotten captured both times they've been out of there. There's a lone, sad little ogre and just banging away. He's gonna get it. It's so quiet and calm over here in the snow. It's just, that's funny. I enjoy that. I enjoy it. What a great game. Alright, well, suddenly the VPs are even up. And it's pretty much next capture wins. If the blues hold here, they're going to take the game. If the reds get the point, it's theirs. The blues are locked down on both of their VPs pretty well right now. Havocs and Terminators and the Land Raider up top. There's D-cannons going down. Shimmer Orb goes up, but there's way too much melee. That didn't even matter. Chaos Terminators with Lightning Claws and a Warboss. Banshees aren't going to be able to tangle with that. Red's got the decap down south. 2 tanks aren't going to be enough to deal with all this. And I'd venture to say that this game might be going to the Blues. Lehman Russ tanks recognizing they need to go up here and help the push. All they need to do is get 1 point. Another decap. Oh my goodness. They're not going to be able to get the cap down though. 13-13. Another Eldritch Storm going down. Not enough to deal with that Land Raider on its own. Doing lots of damage elsewhere. One very injured Lehman Russ tank can't really push forward on its own. The Shimmer Orb again working against the red team. Singularity almost obliterating those Corn Havocs. Plague Marines finish off the injured Lehman Russ tank. The cap goes down. GG is called, and GG it is. There's even a decap going down on their natural VP. The Blues stole this game away from the Reds in the last possible moments. What a big push at the end. It was just chaos here in the center. Shimmer Orbs were going down. They were trying their damnedest to get the decap on that central VP, but it didn't happen. So many tanks destroyed. There were, what, 5 or 6 Lehman Russ tanks built this game, and there's only 1 left, so that means 4 or 5 went down. Avatars went down. The red team had it in their clutches, but unfortunately just threw the game in the last few engagements there. Great play by the Blues to bring that back. They played a little sloppy at the beginning, but managed to pull it out in the end. Anyways, that's the game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I did. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone that celebrated it, and if you don't, go have some pie. Go have some pie. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Steam, YouTube, all the fun stuff. Hit the subscribe button if you had a good time. This is Red-Rupee. I'll catch you guys next time.